Regardless of what it is you are experiencing today, it is the result of a culmination that has taken place over time. This is a simple thing that doesn't really take a lot of knowledge and wisdom to understand. If you know how to ride a bike, that means you put in a lot of reps trying to ride the bike and then you picked up some things along the way. Therefore, you can't have the bike riding without the attempts. Some people will be more naturally balanced and they'll pick it up a little bit easier, but basically, to get something that you haven't done before, you need to put in reps. And the important thing that we keep forgetting is this applies to everything. So, especially in terms of conflict, this person is mad at me. We keep isolating and looking at that incident in a vacuum. And when we just look at this person being angry at us and being violent at us, we righteously feel defensive. But oftentimes what we fail to see is how much past experiences have culminated up to that point. Same goes for the times where you explode. Same goes to times where you really suffer. You don't just land on top of big emotional experiences. There has to be things that lead up to that point. So, why this is important to think about, especially in these times, is whenever we have a conflict, we have a tendency to want a resolution quick. And we want an effective resolution that just takes care of things. But what we don't pay attention to is how did it reach this conflict level in the first place? We don't really slow down to think about what can we do in the future to actually remove this problem from the get-go. So, in my marriage, right? I have a lot of habits that my wife does not appreciate. For example, I have a habit of leaving the cabinet doors open. And I have a habit of leaving things kind of sit there until I collect it all and then throw it into the trash can. These are very trivial kind of things, but when you come from a different, background, it's just annoying, something to deal with, right? And I try to be understanding. I try to adapt my ways because why? What's the point in arguing about whether I'm right by, opening the cabinet door? What's the point of arguing and getting into, a conflict about leaving the trash out in the wild when the same end result is there? It doesn't make a difference whether I open something up and then immediately throw it in the trash versus open something up, open something up, collect it all, and then put it in the trash. The end result is the same. We both want a clean home. So it just makes sense to do that. But because I have lived my life the way I did, I keep forgetting about the fact that, oh, right, sorry, I forgot. Why? Because I keep thinking about the resolution. Okay, I won't do that in the future. But I did nothing to actually change my behavior at the root. Same with the trash situation. Because my wife isn't always going to be there to remind me, hey, this is a conflict. Hey, this is a conflict in brewing. I only am able to recognize oh my God, I fucked up when the conflict comes. This is a pattern of failure that we keep on repeating if we don't think about why we come to a conflict in the first place. So, when you try to resolve a dispute, yes, resolutions for the immediate matter at hand is very important. But equally, or perhaps more important, is how did we get to this situation? And what can we do to address the core difference in our history? And I feel like we don't spend a lot of time thinking about that.